Hello, let's do Wordle for Thursday, May 21st. Yesterday we spun the wheel and it said to start with nerdy. Okay, yellow E, green R. So we're probably not ER. I think there are some RER words, but if there are, we're like rarer. I don't think we're too worried about it. I think I want to try to put the E at the end, but I'm not sure what to put between the R and the E. RSE, like parse. Actually, parse might be a very good guess here. I don't think we're getting much better than parse, so let's do that. All right. I think the only thing better would be the answer. I really don't think we're doing RAE, so I think we start with A, and then we do R something E. Still have to figure out what goes between the R and E, I guess. RTE somehow? Like, actually, what goes between the A and the R? Is it air something? AIR? It's not quite aorta. That would have been a fun one. I feel like I have one word left. Like, I'm thinking about double E at the end. Like a tree. I don't see it though. Oh, agree. Let's try it. All right. I'm curious if there was one word left or if there was more than one. Yeah, I don't think we could have done much better than parse there. I guess we'll find out. But first, we are going to spin our members wheel and see what tomorrow's starting word will be. If you would like a word on the wheel, you can join as a YouTube member or a patron on Patreon. All right. So Norway Thor suggested happy. So if you would like to play along, tomorrow we'll be starting with a very happy start. And I think we'll be learning something interesting about the letter P. All right. So the answer was agree. Oops, put it here. The answer was agree. And we guessed nerdy. Okay. So I will see if I was emailed. I got some feedback that people don't like the email thing because they can't see it. I'm not going to show you my email, but I will try to show you the actual text that was sent, if I was sent something for nerdy or not. It looks like I wasn't sent nerdy, so it looks like this is probably accurate enough. So there's 45 words left. That's more than I thought. This is just cart, C-A-R-T-E. I did not think of that. Carrot also, but cart is the best. These are anagrams, but swapping them is better, I guess. I went parse. Is that on the list? Pairer is even here. Carer, pair. So it's worried about that RER a little bit. More than I was. Interesting that parse isn't on the list. We'll see how parse does. This is 2.778. Parse was 2.8. But then the only answer is agree after it. So I don't know if I got lucky or what, but parse certainly worked out, even though it wasn't in the top 10. It was barely out of the top 10, though. All right, it would have done cart, and then it still just agree, so it didn't really make a difference. I want to know if after parse there were even any unlikelies. 3 unlikelies. Aure, is that like the plural of aura? Moray, like a moray eel, I think. And then thray, I don't know. Okay. Let's look at its tails start. Yellow A, green E. Maybe I should start thinking about what I would do. This is tough. I think you got to put the A first. And then think of something like anger, I guess. I wonder if I would have thought of anger. That G is a little out there. But we have most of the commons gone, so maybe. After anger, it's only agree. Like with the starting A and the E here, it just feels very limiting. Steel doesn't give you that green E or and doesn't tell you the A's first. So we're gonna have to do one more guess, I think, like raged. We're worried about AER, so we're not. But for some reason, we are starting with R. It tests whether we start with R for an ER word, I guess. And after raged, it's only agree. Getting that G is huge, so it gets agree in 3 as well. Everyone's getting agree in 3. Let's see if a do gets agree in 3. The A and the E are placed. There's only 16 words that do that. So this is your one of 16 times where you're getting green AE from a do start if you do that every day. It's just aster here. Get the common letters, I guess. I mean, they're still common despite there only 16 letters left, which is interesting. And then it's only agree from there. So it does get agree in 3. Audio doesn't get the E, but it does start with A. There's only 57 times that's going to happen, max. We're going to go alter. Check for that ER, I guess. I mean, once you know it starts with A, you don't really have to worry about ER too much. It's agree or acres, so we're going to agree because acres is unlikely. So it also gets a 3. Is everyone getting a 3? Stare, does stare get a 3? We're going to go barge and then agree. Stare gets a 3. What if our average is going to be exactly 3.0? Everyone gets a 3. You get a 3. You get a 3. Does trace get a 2? It does not. It does the same thing as stare, barge, agree. And then finally clasp. Let's see, does clasp get a 3? We go rated. Ooh, we don't. Anger, agree. Clasp gets a 4. Sorry, bot. Well, speaking of the bot, let's check how things did. We'll grab the screenshot first. Let's see. Oh, and by the way, the reason I don't check the email before I've solved it is because in the the text file is going to have the best follow-ups in it. And I don't want to accidentally see that. It also, if I open the email itself, it tells me what the coloring was for that starting word, which I don't want to know ahead of time either. I don't want to like spend time thinking about what I would follow up on off camera. So I have to load up my email and view that if I'm going to do it. Anyway, let's load this up. That is not what I want. All right. So give me 96 skill, 83 luck. 3.7 is higher than I thought. I thought everyone's going to get a 3. Nerdy gave a 77 too. People have followed up with carrot. That is pretty good. Carrot's good. I mean, strep, forage. A few people did parse. Curse, barge, surge, earth, moral. All right. So if both 3% and 4% are possible, yeah. There's 96 others. So that's about 100. So this is about the number of people who did these guesses. There might be a slight rounding one way or the other, but 11 people did carrot, 4 people did parse, 3 people did moral. All right, moral's a kind of mushroom, isn't it? And give me 99 skill for agree because it was the only answer left. Give it 93 for parse. It would have done cart as well. Clasp, tamer, agree. So it by doing tamer, we get the R, and that lets us get it in 3 instead of 4. But the problem with tamer is that you can get trapped in the AER trap pretty badly. All right. Point 3, agree. To start with agree. 4%. Range is actually... see, they tried to type my name ranks, but they couldn't, so they went with range. That's why 4.4% did that for sure. 37.1. So wow, that big jump from 3 to 4. I thought 3 would be a little higher, but 4 is at almost 80%, 79.2. 96.4 and greater than 99. Yeah, people aren't losing on agree. Might be hard to think of, but they're not losing on it. Just because that double E ending is a bit weird. Starting with A, ending in double E. Let's see if the non-hard mode people agree. Give me a lower skill score because I think there's some fillers. It just says do slate. Do a filler slate. Interesting. 82 others. Started with nerdy. We've got strep. Harem is interesting. 5 people doing harem. Well, maybe 4. Large, farce, error, earth, parse, force, barge. All right. It does slate, corgi, agree. 0.6 started with agree. 4%, 27.8. 65.3. This is way lower. 89%. This is so much lower. 97.7. Wow. That's a gap between hard mode and normal mode for sure. I wonder what the difference is here. It's not the bunch of people starting with a do because a do actually works very well with agree. Is it just not thinking of the double E? Is it just inexperience with the game? It's got to be, right? All right. Well, how'd you do?